Everybody, hello Gravitrons. I'm More Gravity. Let's play chess. Okay, so this is just real direct chess in the opening. I caught my opponent off guard. Let's play another game. Okay, friends, just friends, we'll review this game. But we're also going to analyze the game. Take a look here. E4, E5, and then pawn F4 for the king's gambit. D6, knight F3. This is one of the most classical ways to decline the king's gambit. We've seen this before. Knight C6 is not the best move. It's definitely playable. I don't see any issue necessarily. And now white plays pawn takes e5, and after knight takes e5, we boot the knight back to where he came. Instead, though, I think the best move here, one good move was back to c6, though. Maybe there's some drawback to that as well, because a pin against the king, and who knows, maybe d5 before the pin or after the pin could make things less comfortable for black. So, as the computer points out, and I now learn, knight takes f3, check was the best move. Capture with the queen is the way to go, because the king actually can still castle kingside. This bishop gets out of the way somewhere, and the king can still kingside castle. I'll just be sure to be aware of checks along the g1, a7 diagonal from either Dark's Great Bishop or from Black's Queen. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Knight to f6. Knight to f6. Bishop c4. Bishop e7. Castle's kingside. Right. White's doing well here. Central pawn duo. Castled king. Battery along the f file. Lead in. About equal in development. And as for future development, that this bishop can go to e3 or to g4, a whole number of places, anywhere here, but e3 and g4 sticking out as perhaps a great place for that bishop to move, more so than the others. So, there's this mistake. I think I missed the tactic on this, so we'll review. The mistake is not the move bishop g4 can be answered with bishop takes f7 check. Black will capture, but then white can capture now on g4. Why now and not earlier? The pin from the f1 rook and the queen stands. Even as the queen leaves, the pin behind her is maintained by the f1 rook alone, so that we don't lose our queen on g4 to black's knight. So these moves got kind of ugly here for a little bit. These 3 moves, 4 moves, whatever, saw a lot of low accuracy plays. And we finally sort of get back onto board with bishop takes e6, queen takes e6, and white capitalizes on what's offered, which is pawn takes f6. So white is up 2 points of development. It's got an extra piece for a pawn. Queen e4. And now it looks like white has tactics here. Queen e4, queen to b6 gives a check, but I'm going to gain the initiative with bishop to e3, fighting in favor of his king. And the queen must move, or there must be some kind of protection or concern paid about that. And I tell you what, too, after bishop to e3, I am not worried about queen takes b2. I don't think that's gonna be all that difficult to refute. Opening up the file for my rook, perhaps, if my opponent decided to play on b2. And there's always knight to d5, causing trouble in black's camp. Bishop e3, bishop c5. Yeah, and white is just going to win tactically now and pick up another piece, and this one is over. So what was key about that? The initial loss of material, of course, and when black turns down the offer of queens, this move, the move, where was she? The move queen to b6 check, I think, is worse than good. It might be all the way to mistake even. Not that, that from my ideas, that's how I would say that. I wouldn't go around changing the workings of a great computer to do that. Please don't. Yeah, now white picks up extra material and has a very active way to pursue a forced checkmate. Okay. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Gravitrons. I'm More Gravity. Have a great night.